What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another new look rebuild. I've been doing 5-season new look rebuilds as of late, and today we're going to be doing the Minnesota Timberwolves. Very excited for this one because this is the first Timberwolves rebuild we've done since they were eliminated, since I have not touched them since they got like Rob Dillingham and a few minor things they did this offseason as well. So I'm super excited for this. Let's just go ahead and jump in and do this new look 5-year Minnesota Timberwolves rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. As you guys know, we are currently on the road to 50K. My goal was to try to reach it before this year is over. We have like 5 months left of the year. So if you've not hit that subscribe button and want to try to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. Even if we can't reach it, we got to set the bar high, right? But as you guys know as well, if you watched yesterday's video, I have decided to go back to my share scenario. So if you're looking for a share scenario on Xbox, apparently you can find it on PS5 as well. Just search up Boomeo. So that is how you find it. But let's talk about what the Timberwolves have done this offseason. Like I said, they haven't done a whole lot. The biggest thing they've, of course, did was get Rob Dillingham on draft night. They traded 2 future picks to San Antonio. I think one of them was like a top 1 protected, and the other, I can't remember exactly what they were. But it's so far in 2K that you really can't even reach them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They've lost Kyle Anderson, Monte Morris. They signed Joe Ingles, and they signed and they drafted Terrence Shannon as well, and they signed PJ Dozier. So nothing too significant, but Rob Dillingham in itself is a major addition for Minnesota. I've seen how good he's been in the simulation. And like I said, this is the first time I will actually be doing a video on the Timberwolves. I have not done one yet since they got Rob Dillingham, which is very, very exciting. So I'm excited for this one. But let's go ahead and get into year number 1. Of course, this team just made it to the conference finals last year. They beat Denver in round 2. A very, very interesting series. So let's see what 2K thinks of this Timberwolves team and how they will do. So let's just get straight into year number 1 and look at this rotation all together. I imagine this will be Mike Conley's like last year starting, and then you could probably give the keys to Rob Dillingham next year. And then it'll be very interesting to see what Minnesota does based off how the results go this year. I mean, cat rumors are always going to pop up, of course. But you got Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Towns, Gobert. I think that's definitely the starting 5 going into next season, no doubt. Nas Reed, 6-man, makes sense. He won it last year. And then Rob Dillingham, of course, we're definitely going to give minutes to him immediately. Yeah, we could do the G League approach, but we're not going to do that. We're going to give him minutes right away. I know he develops just fine. So, Rob Dillingham, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and then Luka Garza, I guess, would be the other guy we throw in here. I guess we could send Terrence Shannon to the G League. He was a late first, right? Yeah, pick 27. And then you got Leonard Miller down here as well. I guess we can go ahead and give Joe Ingles these last few minutes. I didn't realize the Timberwolves didn't really have like a good 9th spot at the moment. I guess it will be Joe Ingles. So we'll give Joe Ingles the last few minutes there, and then we can go ahead and give Terrence Shannon some G League time and probably do the same thing with Leonard Miller, but I guess we have to sign a minimum contract in order to do that, which we'll go ahead and do. But let's go ahead, submit year number 1, and let's see what 2K thanks of this Wolves roster. Today's video is brought to you by 2 softwares designed to help you beat the sports books and become a much profitable sports bettor. We're starting off on Daily Grind Fantasy. So if you play on a bunch of DFS apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other of those popular DFS apps nowadays, having a tool like this is insanely clutch because, as you guys can see, what it does, it compares discrepancies across sports books. Now, there's no actual major sports going on at the moment, and I'm recording this, I think, after all the WNBA games have started and all that, and Summer League. So there really hasn't been any Summer League props on here anyway. But regardless, what it does, like I said, it compares discrepancies. So as you can see on DK here, over 4, it would make no sense to take the over on 4. We can get it on a better, it would make no sense, sorry, to take the under of, or take the over. I could say this correctly. It would make no sense to take the over 5.5 over here on Hot Streak. We can get it on PrizePicks at 4. So obviously, you get your best price possible on PrizePicks, which is why you take that. And DFS or DGF, I'm sorry, is always constantly finding you plays like that, and you find them within 2 seconds. You got another one with 2 data points under 33, 30.5, 31.5. Would make no sense to take the over on PrizePicks here. We can get it on a better price. And then OddsJam, kind of the same thing. Now, apparently, there's no real good examples, but it basically does exactly the same thing I just showed you, but with some more traditional sports books such as FanDuel, DraftKings, and they also have a fantasy optimizer as well, just like I showed you. Both these tools are insanely clutch, man. If you bet on sports, these tools are so amazing to have. Get one of them, get both of them if you can. I think if you get at least one, it absolutely changes the game for you. Make sure to check them out. Links are down in the description below. Use code Crushables for some percentages off your first month. I believe you also can get a 7-day free trial on OddsJam as well. And then DGF gives you 25% off your first month and use my code. And OddsJam gives you 15% off. Both links in the description. Sign up if you're serious about betting on sports. Other than that, let's get back to the video. At the end of the year, number 1, Luka wins MVP. Alex Sarr, Rookie of the Year on the Washington Wizards. Man, he had a rough night last night. Shot like 0 from 12 and had 0 points. Got a new Tony Snell meme, I guess. Russ Westbrook was 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Defensive Player. Cade Most Improved. And Trae Young's Clutch Player. And Coach of the Year goes to Jason Kidd. And Zachary Staples is your executive. So, I'm assuming we get Anthony Edwards on at least one of these teams. Yep, so All-NBA second team for Anthony Edwards. We'll look at the stats in just a second. All defensive first team. We do get Anthony Edwards there as well. Do we get Gobert? No Gobert. Very interesting to not see him on here. And then here's our rookie first team. Rob Dillingham makes it, which is amazing. And here's our all rookie second team. But we ended up as the third team in the Western Conference, rightfully so. We knew we'd be in the mix. But obviously, based off how these playoffs go, is going to determine a lot for Minnesota. Because while they are a very good team, of course, the second apron does exist now. And they're one of those teams that is definitely above it. And there's always been rumors about potentially trading Cat away to get out some money. So will they eventually do that is a question. I know they have like a little bit of an ownership problem right now as well. Like there's like 2 different parties fighting over the ownership. So yeah, definitely a lot of interesting to think, or a lot of interesting dominoes to fall in Minnesota. But we're going to kind of let what happens in these playoffs determine what we do. So let's go ahead and see how we do against Houston. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just go straight to an 8-man rotation because we weren't very deep. We didn't really have a 9th guy. So I could definitely hopefully solve that. And then Conley's probably going to retire here soon as well. So there's definitely going to be maybe some filling we need to do if we are going to lose some guys in free agency. But let's not worry about that. Let's just focus on trying to beat Houston in round 1. So these two teams matched up years ago when Jimmy Butler was still in Minnesota. And, of course, the Houston Rockets won that series. So let's see if we can get some revenge, from years ago. And we beat them in 5. So that's a good start. And now we get to run into Denver again. So Sacramento won a series as well, which is a good sign for them as they just acquired DeMar DeRozan. We'll get a rematch against the Denver Nuggets. Definitely going to be a tall task ahead of us. As we know, this team is going to be very tough to beat, but let's go ahead and see if we can do it again. Then we current round against Denver, and we are going to be up 3-2 at the moment, and it would be awesome if we can get some run against Dallas again to kind of see if we are ready to take them down, but we got to beat Denver here first. So we could beat them in 6. Or we might be going to a Game 7 back to Denver, just like it went last year, and that is where we're headed. So we are going to a Game 7 against Denver. So, man, this is a rivalry brewing if something like this were to occur. Once again, if these two teams met up in the second round in these circumstances. So here we go. I would love to see if we can get to, to the conference finals to see if we match up against Dallas and beat them this time. And it looks like we are going to take care of Denver in Game 7, blow them out 146-91. So, first season, get to the conference finals, absolutely amazing. And now we get Dallas. So, of course, they have acquired Klay Thompson. Dallas did a lot of good things this offseason. I don't need to remind you of what they've done, but Klay Thompson is the big addition. So I'm curious and excited to see if we can go, be better than last year. This team got eliminated in 5 games. It was a very sad 3-0 to start, and then you won Game 4. But let's see if we can get off to a better start in this series. So somebody come around against Dallas, and we are up 3-2. So could we close them out and get a championship in year number 1? That'd be obviously a fantastic start to this video. So let's see if we could do just that. And we are going to go to a Game 7, it looks like, back to Dallas. So similar to what... we kind of almost came back in the end, but we got a Game 7. Game 7 to get to the finals. Let's see if we can come out here and win it just like we did in Denver. It's going to be tough, but we got ourselves a tough test here very early in the video. We took the lead for a second, but they take it back. Man, I would love to see us get to the finals in year 1. That'd just make, a little bit... It'll make it a little bit easier on me. So let's see, can we do it? Very close game, but it looks like we might be able to take it at the end. Maybe we've been right on their ankles the whole game, but we just can't seem to take the lead ever. Maybe until now. Okay, we tied it for a second. I could jump in and watch the last minute. Yeah, I think we might as well start the video with some excitement. Let's watch the last minute of this game and kind of see how it turns out. So I am not going to play it out, of course. So let's go ahead and watch, because if I play, I'm definitely going to choke it. So let's not do that. So, all right, here we go. Game 7 to get to the NBA Finals in year 1. Dallas is going to have the ball. I imagine we're about to intentionally foul, which kind of sucks because we should just play defense. But we are going to play defense. Great. All right, so no fouling. Luka is going to take it. He's going to give it to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving gets a screen, and he is going to miss it. That's a huge stop. Okay, now we have the ball. We got to find Anthony Edwards here, man. We're going to give it to McDaniels. McDaniels is going to take Dante Exum down low. He's going to give it to Naz Reid in the paint. Naz Reid back to Edwards. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do with this one. Anthony Edwards got Kyrie on him, and he's going to shoot a mid-range, and he's going to hit it. Okay. 133-132. We take the 1-point lead. That's a massive, massive bucket. I was a little nervous about the possession, but Anthony Edwards, the big clutch shot. But now we got to get another stop. So Dallas is about to inbound it to, let's see, Luka, I assume. No, going to Kyrie. Kyrie's going to get a screen for PJ Washington. Edwards, Kyrie 3, and he misses it. Okay. We could be in business. We could be in business. We got to hit something here, though. We're up 1 at the moment. Edwards almost stepped behind the back court, it looked like, in half court line. But, hey, we have the ball. They're not fouling yet. Cat's going to have a wide open shot, I think, but Edwards is going to just take it himself, and he is going to make it. We have a 3-point lead. Dallas has like 3 timeouts left, though, so they're far from done. They could put in Clay, I imagine, unless if he's fouled out for some shooting. Maybe they do that. Well, let's see. Quinn Grimes is about to inbound the ball once again. Kyrie tried to make a shot earlier. Did not work out. I wonder if they give it to Luka this time. Nope. Or no, it's going to Gafford. To Washington. Luke. Yeah, he's going to make that. Luka's going to make that. No, he misses it. Okay. All right. Conley's going to go to the line. Yeah, we're in the bonus already. So Conley's going to the line. We might have just clutched this game 7. As long as we make 1. 1 gives you a comfortable lead, but getting both would be amazing too. And we are going to go up 5. Now, like I said, Dallas had like a limited amount of timeouts here, so we are not done yet. But one more stop, this game is all but over. Even though I think it feels like it's over already, but you never really know. 12 seconds left. I guess Luka took the last shot. So they're going to give it to Luka again. Luka, 3 in the corner. He is covered, giving it back to Grimes for 3. Grimes is going to hit it. Okay. 137 and 135. They put their pressure on us. We got to hit 2 free throws to make this a 2-possession game. Technically, you can get 4 points in 1 possession, but of course, you have to foul for that to happen. And if we did that, then we just deserve to lose. So Conley's going to get the ball again. So Conley's going to be the one we trust to go hit these free throws. So let's see what he does. At least hit 1. So he's going to miss the first one. Okay, please hit the second one. We give Dallas a wide open window to tie this game, though. And he's going to make the second one at least. All right, 7 seconds. Say I'm nervous is an understatement. Luka's going to give it to Quinn Grimes in the corner. Washington 3. Cat's all over him. And Washington's going to miss it. It's going to go out 138 to 135. We are going to the NBA Finals. Edwards is your Finals MVP, while Evan Mobley is your Conference Finals MVP. But what a way to start the video. It would be absolutely amazing if we're able to get a championship in year number 1. And we obviously match up extremely well against Cleveland, because Cleveland still has Mobley and Allen. The size is there for us as well. We have a lot of big men as well. So we'll see what happens, man. Something like Kermit against Cleveland, and we're up 4-1. And just like that, we get a championship in year number 1. So that is a great start to this video. What a way to start, man. Awesome stuff. Anthony Edwards, 44 points per game in those finals. Love to see it. So Conley's going to call it a career. He's going to retire on a championship, and I absolutely respect that. So Dillingham, I guess, is ready to start up at the step up that point guard spot. And we definitely have a depth problem to address, but we'll try to do our best to address it. So let's just get straight to work. So as far as the lottery is concerned, I don't even know if we have a pick in this draft. I assume our pick's going to be starting out, so Jazz get our pick from, obviously, the Donovan Mitchell trade. Or not Donovan Mitchell trade, sorry, Gobert trade. Chris Finch, of course, we're going to keep him around. We just won a championship with them. So all we need to do here is simply fill out the coaching staff. Now that we got a championship, there probably won't be, like, a lot of major movements on my end. Like, maybe we could eventually trade Cat, but I'm not going to react after we just won a championship to trading him right now. I don't think that would make any sense. So I'm really just going to focus on addressing the 8th and the 9th spot as much as we possibly can. So let's just see. So coach staff is completely filled out. But yeah, winning a championship year number 1 made my job, a lot easier. So I don't think we had a draft pick, but let me double check. If we have a second round pick, maybe, just maybe, we could find a way to, make use of it. But no, we don't. So as far as, contracts to trade out, we have like Garza, we have Leonard Miller. I mean, hopefully Terrence Shannon can play next year. Maybe Leonard Miller can get in there as well. He's a power forward right now. So I imagine if we move him to small forward, he might go up an overall, which would be very helpful. So yeah, we could, and then Gobert has a player option, which we'll probably end up accepting, of course. So yeah, or he'll accept. I don't have to accept it. So player options, let's see. No draft picks, unfortunately. So Gobert does accept. Naz Reid declines, and then Josh Minott we will accept. But yeah, I think Naz Reid is a must re-sign. I do wonder where our money is at the moment. So let's see. Let's see what our salary projection is at the moment. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker, also a free agent. That's definitely also an important signing. Salary cap breakdown. So technically speaking, we are not over the second apron at this very moment. Conley's contract being gone probably helped out with that a ton. Gobert will probably extend considering we just won a championship, but we'll see. We could technically trade him if we wanted to, but I think we absolutely re-sign Naz Reid and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, no questions asked. This is going to be a lot of money paid towards the big man spot, but I mean, you just won a championship and Naz Reid has been the 6th man in that role. I think you keep him. So we are going to get him back, which is phenomenal. And same thing with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. bringing him back would be clutch as well. So we're going to resign Nas Reed and Alexander Walker. That'll feel very good to get those guys back. And then now, I believe we're probably over the second apron at this point. Yeah, so definitely over the second apron now, which was to be expected. But yeah, Dillingham at the point guard, Edwards and Alexander Walker. Hopefully Terrence Shannon can play, because that'd be awesome if he could. Josh Minott, small forward, and then Nas Reed, and then Luka Garza is our backup center. Of course, we can move Nas Reed to center if we wanted to as well. So that's definitely something we can do. But I wonder, can we move Leonard Miller small forward? He does go up. I mean, player progression might push him up to like a 75, 76. So he probably is going to play next year, low key. And I'm hoping Shannon can kind of do a similar thing. But we'll see. And then, I mean, we could sign a minimum contract, of course. Like, we have that ability. So maybe we'll go to day 12 and see who we could steal on a minimum, which is what you do when you're over the second apron here. You can only sign a minimum contract. So let's see who we can get on the last day of free agency. And we'll just, work with that. So, all right, who can we get? So what we truly need is, I guess technically we could use a backup point guard, but I don't know how much Terrence Shannon will develop. And I don't think Terrence Shannon should be our point guard, although I don't know a ton about him. I know he was pretty good in college, but we'll see what he develops into. So I think at this very moment, I'd like to get a backup 5 if possible and a backup point guard. So let's see. Minimum point guards we can get. So we do have like Killian Hayes out here, which would be interesting, or Dennis Smith Jr. doesn't sound too bad either. So if you want to sign a minimum, that'd be awesome. So we'll start with Dennis Smith, which is great. Now let's go to the center positions. So centers that we can maybe get on a minimum. Let's see. Drummond would be awesome, but he's asked for $10 million, of course. Daron Sharp, Luke Cornett, Jackson Hayes doesn't sound terrible. Looney is always my go-to because he just rebounds like crazy, and I think that's probably where we're going to go with this. Vucevic would be fun too, but he'd probably get matched since he's restricted. So yeah, I think you got to go Kevon Looney. If you're going to get anybody here, it's got to be Looney because he rebounds, like I said, like crazy. So if we can get this Smith and Looney on the last day, I don't think that's too bad. Now, moment of truth as far to see. So we do have Leonard Miller up to 75, so he's going to play. He's going to have to play. Rob Dillingham's up to an 82. Gobert is regressing. Edwards is up to a 99 overall. All right, so what about Terrence Shannon? Terrence Shannon's only a 72 overall, so I can't really justify putting him in the rotation just yet. Although, if we move him to small forward, how much would he jump up? Let's see. It's up to a 74, so we'll see. Maybe we could eventually get him there. I would love to see Terrence Shannon get minutes, but he just isn't good enough. He's a 72 overall. Maybe I could squeeze him in there to try to develop him. We'll see. We'll kind of figure it out. I did not mean to click that function really quick, but so now we can go back to what I was going to do. But let's go load an actual 2026 draft class. So here's how the rotation is going to go for year 2. Rob Dillingham is going to step up at that point guard spot. I'm very excited for him to start. Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl-Anthony Towns, Gobert. So pretty much the same starting 5 other than Conley has retired and Dillingham is starting over him. Nas Reed is back as a 6th man to Alexander Walker. Kevon Looney is our backup 5, and Dennis Smith is our backup point guard, and Leonard Miller is our backup small forward. So, unfortunately, I am going to send Terrence Shannon to the G League again. So what we're going to do is have Terrence Shannon spend one more year in the G League, and same thing with Josh Minott, and I'm going to hope these guys can play next year. That's kind of what I'm going to do. And then Dennis Smith will be gone, Looney will be gone. We'll still try to need to get a backup center. And then we do need to make a decision on Rudy Gobert. I imagine he actually might be willing to sign an extension right now. So yeah, he is willing, but how much does he want is the question. So $26 million. He's 33 years old. Technically, we could trade him for depth right now, but I mean, Gobert's kind of the, defense of this team, the anchor. So I think if I'm Minnesota, I would give him like a 2-year deal, but outside of that, I'm not giving him 4 years. I mean, I just can't do that. So I'm going to try to make it like 22, 23. Would he sign a 23 like that? He accepted it. Okay. We got him for fairly cheap. I think I can live with that. So Gobert's extended, so we keep him around. I like that a lot. So let's just go ahead, simulate the rest of year 2, and let's see if we can go back to back. So at the end of year 2, Luka gets another MVP. Cooper Flagg in Memphis is your Rookie of the Year. Nikola is your 6th man, Wavy Defensive Player. Devin Carter, Most Improved, and Sacktown LaMelo Clutch Player. And Chris Finch is your Coach of the Year as we went 55 and 27, along with Max Cook as your Executive. So I'm not sure why I got an Executive of the Year award because I didn't do a whole lot in the offseason, but hey, I'll take it. Anthony Edwards, All Defensive First Team again. And Gobert taking, obviously not going to make $43 million next year is going to help us out a ton, I imagine. So I can't wait to see how that looks in the offseason. But 30 points from Anthony Edwards, 20 from Rob Dillingham. So first year starting with Conley gone, obviously taking advantage of that. We've seen that in the simulation where Dillingham's been phenomenal for the Timberwolves. So I'm glad to see it here happening for me. Cat with 18, Nas Reed also with 18, 9 from Alexander Walker, 7 from Gobert, 7 from Dennis Smith, and then 7, and then 5. So not too shabby. We are going to go to a 9-man rotation for these playoffs, and let's see if we can go back-to-back. So we got Sacramento in round 1, who still has DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, Keon Ellis, Devin Carter, Monte Morris, Kevin Huerter, and Skylar May. So a bunch of guards coming off their bench, it looks like. Yeah, basically all guards. So, of course, losing to an 8th seed as you're the first seed is never what you want to do. So hopefully that doesn't happen to us here as we do drop game 1, but we beat them in 5. And now we get Dallas early on this year as we beat them in the conference finals last year in a very pivotal game 7. Let's see if we can do it again. Klay Thompson looks like he has regressed or retired. Maybe he retired on them. So Klay is gone, or am I just being dumb? Did I just not see him? Klay is gone. Unless I'm just stupid and didn't see him. That's happened before. But something like current round against Dallas, and we are going to beat them in 5. Now we get the Thunder. Of course, the Thunder, as we all know, are a team that's usually very tough to beat. So we're going to be tested once again here. But we'll see what happens. So far, so good. We've beaten both teams in 5. Now we get OKC, and OKC is going to go up 3-1 on us. All right, so now we might have some interesting decisions to make this offseason if OKC is going to be taking the lead here in the West, and it looks like they've absolutely done that. So they are going to beat us. At least we got our championship last year. They beat us in 5. They absolutely dominate us, and the Knicks, of all teams, go on to win it all. Actually, the Knicks shouldn't be too surprising to see them win. Obviously, they're definitely like one of the best teams in the East now with everything they've done. But man, would have been cool to go back-to-back. Unfortunately, it was not in the cards. So let's get straight to work. Staff retirements. Chris Finch, I think, does retire sometimes, but not yet. The lottery time. I don't know if we have a first-round pick in this draft. I don't have tabs on the Timberwolves. Yeah, so we do have a first-round pick, so that could definitely be useful this year. Knicks via Washington, Thunder via Clippers, and Pelicans via Milwaukee. So some crazy picks there. We're about to go into year number 3. So we got to fill out this coaching staff once again. Just 2 spots to fill, though, thankfully. So let's fill these out and then figure out... I mean, do we trade anybody? Like, of course, I don't want to just sit here and do nothing the entire video. We just didn't win a championship. Is it time to trade Cat since we just extended Gobert? A lot of questions, but I think I'll go ahead and start with just drafting at 28 first. Let's go ahead and start with that. So pick number 28 in this, I think this is 2026, if I'm not mistaken. We have Jaden. We have, a couple, I don't know much about these guys, of course, late in the draft. So Jaden, let's see. He's a starter. Rakeem's an all-star. I mean, we do have Terrence Shannon, who I'm trying to develop, and I think I'm going to try to give him. So, small forward, I don't know anything about this guy, but his ceiling is an all-star, so we're going to take him out of Duke. Really cool name. I don't even know how to say it, to be honest with you. So, whatever. Welcome to Timberwolves. He is a 71 overall, and we got JJ Starks in round 2. Not too shabby. So, player options, Terrence Shannon, we are going to accept, and then Dillingham and Leonard Miller, we're going to accept as well. All right, Luka Garza. I'm not really worried about bringing him back, to be completely transparent with you. And then free agency. Let's see. So we have Luka Garza and Josh Minott as free agents. Of course, we don't have like Luka money, but I imagine we might be under the second apron now. So yeah, because I think at this point, later on down the years, it goes up 10%. I think we'd be under it. So we could probably sign an MLE here, which is nice. Okay, so what are we going to do? So we got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, kind of hoping Terrence Shannon can do something this year. I think we can slide Leonard Miller. I think what we do is we slide Naz Reid to center again. So Naz Reid's going to be our backup 5. I think we slide Leonard Miller back to power forward, and we're going to try to play Terrence Shannon this year. I think that's what we'll do. So Shannon's going to go up, which is nice. And then Leonard Miller, I know for now he'll go... No, actually stays the same. Great. So he's 75 overall. Stays the same. Fantastic. So that gives Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Terrence Shannon, Leonard Miller, then Naz Reid and Gobert. But do we make a trade of like Karl-Anthony Towns or something? Like, do we trade Cat away? Is it time to make that move is the question. He has 2 years left of his contract, a massive contract in that. We just extended Gobert, of course. So we got to figure out, what are we going to do here? Do we trade Cat? Do we trade? We're not trading Gobert. We just extended him. Naz Reid could start at power forward. If we're going to trade Cat, we got to make sure we're getting the right return. It definitely would have to be for a wing if we're going to do it. But we'll see. I'm going to look at ideas, but I'm not promising we're going to move him right now. So if I were going to trade Cat, this is easily the best trade I was offered in the trade finder. This gives us DeAndre Hunter and Clint Capella. The problem is I just don't know if this is worth it. Do we want to do this? Do we want to split up Cat, Anthony Edwards? Do we want to go for Hunter and Capella? How much does that really make us better than the Thunder? Like, is that really what we need to do? I'm just not 100% sure I can sell myself on that. We do get out of Gobert or Cat's money, and that would low-key probably open up a max salary slot next year in free agency where Edwards could recruit. I imagine it would anyway, because if you really think about it, we look at our financial salary cap table. So I believe Edwards would be the only one getting, well, I guess McDaniels is getting paid too. So I could be wrong about that. So I guess Naz Reid's getting paid. So maybe, yeah, I'm bugging. We're not opening up cap space if we do that trade. So I think I'm going to keep Cat to the deadline. I don't think I want to trade him right now. I'm going to just kind of see what we can do with Terrence Shannon during the rotation. So we pretty much have our 9-man rotation as it is. And then I think we could look at a cat trade potentially at the deadline. I will sign a backup point guard maybe if we can find a good one. I'm just not really sure if it's here. It sound like Cody Martin or something, but you know, Sensabaugh here as well, which is interesting. But I think I'm good. I'm just gonna go to player progression and live with what we got. And wow, why did free agency restart like that? That was kind of weird. Am I the only one that saw that? I don't know. Regardless, player progression going into year 3. I'm really hoping that Terrence Shannon and Leonard Miller have developed really nicely. So Shannon's a 75. I guess I can live with that. And Leonard Miller's only 76. Garza's back as a 75 as well. Gobert's regressing. Cat is going up. And Dillingham's up to an 85, which is fantastic. But I think if nothing else, we're going to be very good next year. That is totally fine. It's just a matter of figuring out, you know, do we eventually split Cat and Gobert and try to upgrade this team? I think Dillingham, Edwards, McDaniels are here to stay throughout the video. It's just a matter of the front court. How do we change that? Do we change it? And is it worth changing that? Is all the question we need to ask ourselves. So I believe we're going in the year. Yeah, this is about to be the 4th season. Or no, this is about to be year 3, I think. Year 3. So I think this is about to be year 3. So, all right. So now Dillingham, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Naz Reid, Gobert, Nicole Alexander-Walker, Leonard Miller. And then I'm absolutely going to give Terrence Shannon these minutes over Luka Garza. Sorry. But yeah, Shannon's going to get those minutes. So we're going to simulate this season. We're going to see how things go. I might stop at the deadline to trade Cat. I'm not 100% sure yet. We're going to look at all options. If we're good enough, if we're just doing really good, maybe I don't do anything. And then when he's expiring in the offseason, then it'd make him a lot easier to move. Gobert would also be expiring, so we could like really shake up our front court if we wanted to do it then. So at the end of the season, Shea wins MVP, AJ's Rookie of the Year, Nicola's your 6th man, Wemby Defensive Player, Harper Most Improved, and Brunson's your Clutch Player, as Rick Carlisle is your Coach of the Year. So I decided not to make a move at the deadline. I decided to let this ride one last time just because the team was doing pretty good. I think we just won 60 games. Edwards makes all NBA second team. Here's your NBA third, offensive first team, and all defensive second team. So yeah, we just won 60 games, even though that doesn't get us the first seed still. The Thunder are obviously or I guess we won 59 to be exact. But yeah, still a good season, which is why I decided, you know, let's let it ride one more time and we can address things in the offseason. Because like I said, Cat will be an expiring and so will Gobert. So we could really choose to shake things up. If we wanted to, it'd be really easy to move them. You know, obviously when someone's an expiring contract, they're a lot easier to move. But McDaniels, Terrence Shannon had 7 as well. We extended Leonard Miller. That way he's going to be a huge part of things we keep doing here. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's see if we can go back to the conference finals and maybe see Oklahoma City. Now, we do get Memphis, who has Cooper Flag here, and AJ, so they've been doing really good in the draft. Of course, they drafted G.G. Jackson. So they've done a tremendous job just building through the draft around Ja, Bane, and Jaren Jackson. So they could give us problems here. Somebody come around against Memphis, and they are going to be, well, they did even it up for a second. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we can. So I thought they might give us a problem, but we do end up beating them. Now we get Denver. So obviously we beat this team a couple years ago or whenever it was. And they've lost Jamal Murray now. So I imagine that gives us the edge here. So hopefully we can just beat them again. And we are going to go up 3-2. And we beat them in 6. So do we get Utah or Oklahoma City? It is going to be Utah. Okay. So another reason why, you know, we could get this lucky by not shaking things up is maybe we don't see OKC. And as you can see, we ain't seeing them. So now we got Keontae George, Lloyd Markkanen, Mobley, and Duren. Wow, okay. So Duren, Mobley, and Lloyd Markkanen are all together here in Utah. Very interesting. A lot of size to deal with. Thankfully, we have size. They still have Hendricks as well, who I think is like 6'10", if I'm not mistaken. 6'9". John Collins is huge, 6'9". So, like, they got size, man. Kyle Filipowski's a big dude. I don't know. This could be a tough one. I did not really expect the Jazz to have this much size when we faced them, but here goes nothing. Somebody come around against them, and we're up 3-1. It doesn't matter how big they are. We still beat them. So we are back in the NBA Finals. Jamal Murray on the Brooklyn Nets led them to the finals as well. So this is what we're dealing with. I mean, I think if I'm really looking at this team, the way we match up, surely this is our championship, right? Like, not to sound cocky, but I don't feel like this team is that threatening outside of Jamal Murray. I think we should beat this team with ease. At least I think. And yeah, so we get our second championship in the video in year number 3. Just like that, Anthony Edwards is your finals MVP. So what do we do now? That raises a big question. I think no matter what, I'm still going to split this Gobert and Cat pairing up this offseason. I think we got to do it. I think we got to try to move at least one of them. They're both expiring. Gobert is probably going to continue to regress. So I want to make sure he doesn't retire on us, though, because I definitely want to use his salary. So he's not retiring. Does Chris Finch retire? He does not, it looks like, so we're good there. Let's go to the lottery, although I don't think this affects us this offseason. I believe our pick's probably going somewhere else again. So yeah, Cleveland gives Utah. Oh, wow. That LA pick and that Cleveland pick ends up being extremely good for them. So I believe that LA pick is from the D'Lo, Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley trade that the Lakers did. And then obviously the Cleveland pick is from the Donovan Mitchell trade. So the Utah Jazz are only about to get better. And our pick is going to Utah as well. So Utah sounds kind of threatening. Although we did just beat them. We gotta figure out, what are we gonna do? Like, how are we going to improve? Does Jamal Mosley want to be our assistant, by the way? He does. Let's get it. So Jamal Mosley, welcome to Minnesota. Draft night obviously doesn't really matter for us. We don't have a pick. But so far this video is going well. We actually have an early second. So let's see what we can get with that early second round pick. So we're about to go into year number 4. Got 2 championships under our belt already. I don't know much about these guys. So you know what? Let my assistant GM take care of that for us. So we're going to get Jaden Hodge. Welcome to Minnesota. Terrence Shannon, we're going to accept. Dillingham's on the last of his rookie deal. And JJ Starks as well. Qualifying offers, Jalen Pickett. And then free agency. So, Luka Garza is only a free agent. Giannis is a free agent. Wemby's a free agent. Obviously, we don't have money for them. All right, so how do we go from here? So, like I promised, I think I'm going to trade at least Gobert or Cat out of here. I think it's time to move on from one of them. They're both, you know, clearly expiring contracts. I think it's time to make a move here. So, I know Cat wanted an extension, but the problem is he just wanted way too much. I mean, $41 million is kind of in the market he should probably get. I don't know. Do we want to keep Cat? He's a little bit younger than Gobert. We obviously lose the defense in Gobert, but he hasn't made like an all-defensive team in this video at all yet. Not that that's like a major change, but I think if I had to choose right now, I do think I'm trading away Gobert. So it's just a matter of what are we getting back in return is going to be the ultimate question. Does that move Cat back to center as well? Well, we'll figure that out in due time. So as promised, we're going to take the best valuable trade we can for Gobert, and I saw a few offers that I liked. As you can see, all these first-round picks, by the way, that I'm looking at, don't actually belong to us. This 2030 and 2031 belongs to San Antonio, and I believe 2028 and 2029 belong to Utah, if I just read that correctly. But so we are going to play it safe and not trade any of our firsts, because I don't think we actually own any of them, and or at least you can't trade them either. But I kind of like this offer from the Bulls for Patrick Williams. This could give us Patrick Williams the ability to play small forward for us. Obviously, good 3-and-D player that we can bring over, shooting 44% from 3. He can immediately play small forward, or we can keep him at power forward if we wanted to. So that's definitely an offer that I do like. And we're also not taking back more salary than we're sending out, so that works out perfectly. I'd assume it from the Clippers is also interesting, where we get a first-round pick. I don't hate that, but I think I'm primarily looking for a small forward. Getting Rozier, but yeah, as you can see, we have to trade a first-round pick. Rui would be cool. Isaac wouldn't be bad either. I don't hate that. Murphy, of course, is fun, but we can't trade a first. So I think easily out of everything we could do, I definitely think I'm going to do this with Chicago. I don't know why Chicago would be, move Patrick Williams. Maybe Patrick Williams just never works out. I don't know. But I guess if you base it off of what he did last year, trading 14 points per game, 44% shooting from 3, would be kind of a head scratcher. But it's Chicago. They do stupid things all the time. So whatever. So we're going to go ahead and trade Gobert and at least do something, because I didn't want to just stay in this video and not do anything the entire time. So that is going to move Cat back to center, which could be a problem, but that's what we're going to do. So hopefully that is fine. I know we just got rid of our rim protection and Gobert, but he was going to regress anyway. So Cat and Naz Reid is our center rotation. Patrick Williams for now is our power forward, but I do wonder if I move him to small forward if he would go up like crazy. Maybe to an 85 if he did. McDaniels would go down 2. That kind of hurts. Williams would go up 2. Okay, so I guess we'll just leave it the way it is. But yeah, that's what we did. So we traded Gobert away because we thought he'd fall off. He hasn't made an offensive team in a while. And we are just running it back, basically, with Patrick Williams being added to the team. So we'll see how it goes. Going into year number 4, we're getting Patrick Williams, who obviously brings a tremendous skill set that every contending team wants. Gobert was amazing for us, but I think we're going to choose to keep Cat at this time. Maybe we regret that. We shall see. But Dillingham's up to an 86. Leonard Miller is up. And then JJ Starks is also up. So that's good to see these guys developing, which is nice. But yeah, so let's go into this 4th season and see if we can get a 3rd championship in this video. We can maybe go back-to-back. Maybe 3-peat to end it off. That's probably optimistic thinking, but no, we can dream. At the end of year number 4, Shea wins MVP. Alejandro Vilas is your Rookie of the Year. Nicola's 6th-man Wavy Defensive Player. Harrington Most Improved. And Giannis is your Clutch Player. And Mark is your Coach of the Year. So here's your All-NBA first team. All-NBA second with Anthony Edwards making it once again. All-NBA third. And we do get Dillingham. Ooh, Dillingham makes an All-NBA team. That's great to see. 23-9 on his contract year. Yeah, that man's about to get a bag. Edwards, all defensive. And then here's the rest of the offensive teams. But We ended up as the second seed in the Western Conference, so that's fun. But if you take a look at the player stats, yeah, 30 from Edwards, yeah, 23 from Rob Dillingham. So we did extend Edwards, and we also did extend Karl-Anthony Towns. The season went still extremely well, even with him playing center, so that's a good sign. Patrick Williams with 11, 9 from Leonard Miller, 7 from McDaniels, and 6 from Terrence Shannon, and 6 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. All right. Well, we get Phoenix in round 1, who have Asar Thompson, Wiggins, Jalen Durant. Durant just never stays in Detroit. I think I even extended his loyalty or upgraded his loyalty, and he still didn't stay. I guess he just left in free agency. So I don't know what's wrong with Detroit. They just never keep him. But let's somebody occur around against Phoenix, and let's see if we can. Ooh, we're down 3-1. That's not a good sign. Let's go to an 8-man rotation and see if we can maybe come back from 3-1. But let's see. So maybe Cat's getting just absolutely destroyed down low. Although, yeah, I guess Duran could be taking advantage of him. But maybe we just come back and it's no sweat. So we are going to win Game 5 pretty convincingly. If we can do the same thing in Game 6, that would be phenomenal. We do take the lead in Game 6, but they are somewhat on our tail here. We forced the Game 7 is the question. We got a close one, and we are going to force the Game 7. Okay, now we got a Game 7, and let's see what happens. So we did extend Cat, and it looks like that maybe is going to be our down... Or wait a minute. We're down 5. It looks like we were about to get blown out, but we came back. Do we take the lead eventually here at the end? We're kind of there, maybe. Gonna be close. I don't think we're gonna do it, though. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we tied it for a second. We do lose, though. So we lose in round 1. All right, well, we tried Cat back at center. Didn't seem to work. Maybe we move someone to get a new center in town. I think that's probably what we do for this final season. George wins Finals MVP. Not too surprising to see Utah make it this year. I mean, Josh Giddey also went to Utah. Very interesting. But retirements, you got a bunch of... Damon Lillard's retiring a Spur. Middleton. Paul George retiring a Sixer. So one final season to try to get a 3rd championship in this video. I think my ultimate, decision here is to probably trade for a center to move Cap back to power forward and just roll with it for one more time. So I'm going to get Chris. Ooh, Chris Finch does not want to come back. Very interesting. Okay. What about Tyronn Lue? Tyronn Lue is going to also reject. So Finch says no to coming back, which is really interesting. I guess we should just hire Jamal Mosley then, right? I mean, surely. I mean, I have to go through it this way, I believe. So we got to go through this way, but I think Jamal Mosley would probably be our best bet if we were going to go for a different head coach. So, I mean, he's already on our team. Might as well just hire him, right? So let's see if I can get him. Let's see where you at. Minnesota, Jamal Mosley. If I can just hire you to be our head coach, that's probably the best thing to do at this point. So yeah, Jamal Mosley will probably sign it. So yeah, Tyronn Lue rejects, unfortunately. All right, so now we can grab Peter or Person to be our assistant. So Mosley's the head coach now. All right, let's go to draft night. We did have a pick, but I'm going to, unfortunately, I think I'm going to trade Jay McDaniels to bring in the 5 we need. I don't know exactly who I'm looking for, but I guess I'm just looking for a center that will play there. That way, Cat can go back to power forward at this point. I think that's what we're doing at this point with J.J. McDaniels' contract. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do this trade with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going to trade McDaniels and a 28th overall pick for Onyeka Okongwu. Trading McDaniels does suck because I know how important he is to Minnesota. But at the end of the day, well, I could have messed with his shot tendency in this video. He kind of sucks in the 2K simulation. And we got our center. I think I'm going to do this trade. So Okongwu, welcome to... I actually don't know why I included the 1st round pick, by the way. That was kind of a mistake, but it's whatever. We're going to the final season. We've gotten 2 championships already, whatever. So Patrick Williams is going to slide a small forward now, so he'll no longer play power forward. And then Karl-Anthony Towns will go back to power forward, so that is how that will work. So yeah, we'll do that as Cat is... where is Karl-Anthony Towns? Am I just being stupid? There he is. Okay, Karl-Anthony Towns will go back to power forward. And then Okongwu will be the center. So that's what we'll do for this final season. All right. I also sent, Yasin and JJ Starks to the G League. So they might be pretty good for us this next season. But I think that's pretty much all of our moves. So I don't think we're doing anything too crazy outside of that. We do have to re-sign. So we're going to accept both of these. But we do have to re-sign, I believe, Dillingham and Terrence Shannon, which will absolutely be done. I guess JJ Starks as well. But yeah, no questions asked. We're re-signing Rob Dillingham. And then Terrence Shannon, same thing. I'll resign him. So, bring those guys back. JJ Starks, if he comes back, I want him back as well. But, yeah, we're going to the final season. Okongwu's the new 5 in town. And if we can get JJ Starks on his qualifying offer, and then let's see how he develops. Maybe he's a part of the rotation. But, overall, can't be too mad about this one. We've gotten 2 championships already. So let's see. So we got Dillingham up to an 87, Williams up to an 86. Leonard Miller and JJ Starks are both up, which is nice. And Terrence Shannon hasn't moved much in this video, unfortunately. And Yasin probably still isn't ready to join the rotation either. But at the end of the day, we're going into year number 5 to see if we can make it a 3rd championship in this video. I would take it if that's the case. We've moved Cat back to power forward. Going to this final season, let's take a look at what we're about to look like. So 4.5 balance at the end of the day. They do want to start Nas Reed over, or no, sorry, they want to start Nas Reed over Okongwu. But I'm going to start Okongwu. This will be Dillingham, Anthony Edwards, Patrick Williams, Cat, Okongwu, Nas Reed, Leonard Miller, JJ Starks, Nicole Alexander-Walker, and we'll give Terrence Shannon some run as well. So that is what we'll run with. We'll simulate this season, and we'll hope that we can get a 3rd one. So here we go for this final playoff run. Anthony Edwards does he not make an All-NBA? I don't think he made an All-NBA team this year. Very interesting. So no Edwards. Ow, that kind of hurts. But regardless, he makes All-Defensive 2nd team. So we get the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. So if you look at the final player stats, you had 26 from Anthony Edwards, 20 from Dillingham, 17 from Cat, 13.5 from Nas Reed, 11 from Leonard Miller, 10 from Okongwu, 9 from Patrick Williams, 8 from JJ Starks, and 6 from Terrence Shannon. So final chance here to get another championship in this one. Hopefully we do end up doing that, so we'll see how it goes. I just realized Nas Reed was starting all season, but whatever, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're here. So Denver in round 1, we've beaten them pretty much every time we face them, but now they have Jordan Poole and they have Capella, so they actually have a competent backup 5, and it looks like Julian Strother has developed for them as well, which is good for them. But let's see. Somebody current round against Denver, and we are going to beat them in 6. So that's a good sign, but now we get Utah. So they still have the size. They have Elijah Arenas and Collier starting now. Tyron Stokes, Joshua Primo, Kyle Filipowski, Mobley, Markkanen, and John Collins. All right. So I'm going to come around against Utah, and we're going to sweep them. And now we get the Thunder to end off the video. So we got VJ Edgecombe, Shea, Boozer, Chet, Jalen Williams, Nicola. Yeah, a very good OKC team here. So let's click. Let's go game by game. So game 1, they win. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3 goes to them. Game 4, they're up, and they're going to take the 3-1 lead. I don't have a great feeling about this, but hey, maybe we come back from 3-1 on this Thunder team. They just probably look too damn good. They have like an 89 and a 90 coming off their bench, for crying out loud. And yeah, inevitably, we are going to lose. But hey, we got 2 in this video. What can I really say? Shea wins Finals VP, while Harrington on the Knicks. Is Jalen Brunson just gone? Like, how did he... Or no, he's starting next to Jalen Brunson. Okay. I was going to say, Brunson should be on an extension. But all right, let's see who wins it all to end the video. And it is going to be the New York Knicks who get another one. So, Harrington, Finals VP. At the end of the day, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I think we did overall a pretty good job with the Timberwolves. I wanted to feel like I actually did something. I could have like kept Cat and Gobert and just kept running it because the team was doing well. But I tried to make a little different of a combination. Maybe it was a mistake to do. But at the end of the day, getting 2 in this video is still awesome. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.